Oh my goodness, that looks great! Hello everybody, this is Eric, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on the Golden Demon at Warhammer Fest 2023, the Commended Entries, Part 2. I missed Part 1, so I didn't get around to making a video that day, but if I see it again, I may do that. So, alright, so these are the Commended Entries. These didn't quite win a Golden Demon, but they obviously left a good impression on the judges, so they are featured here today. So, alright, I thought I'd share my thoughts as a former Golden Demon winner myself. I'm going to share my thoughts on these pieces. Alright, let's start with Warhammer 40,000 large models. So, this appears to be an Eldar character. I forget his name. And this is really nice. I really like what he did with the smoke effects. I feel like on the box paint scheme, it didn't look that great. But I feel like on this one, he really does a nice job. He has a lot of nice transitions of color, gradients, and modulations of color. And yeah, it's really effective here. And I really like how he modulates between kind of teals and greens. And I think he's doing a really good job on this piece. I really like the non-metallic metal effect on the sword. And I really like the base, how it's crumbling and kind of being caught up in the whirlwind. I feel like often these effects in plastic they can look a little awkward because plastic can't have any undercuts and they tend to look a little flat and not so great. But I feel like the way he painted this effect, it sells it. It makes it work. So I think this is a really nice job. He should be proud of himself. Okay, next one. Okay, Angron. This looks really good. I really like the sword effect, how it has like a glowing lava effect on the sword and nice gradients and transitions on the wings. And I really like how he has these interesting modulations and shade and color on his right pauldron. And he looks great. He has very poppy, vibrant colors. Great piece. I like how he keeps the base fairly subtle, so the main model really shines. Warhammer 40,000 Squad. Alright, we have a bunch of Kriegsmen over what appears to be kind of a pit with corpses in it. And I think this is really nice. I really like the background with the clouds, and there's some kind of Titan in the background, and you can see it has lights, and there's atmospheric effects painted on, and there's little birds, and I think that's a nice framing device, and I really like that banner. I don't know how I feel about this pit with the corpses in it. I feel like this is strong enough on its own that it doesn't necessarily need this, but I guess he's kind of interacting with it, so that's nice. And then we have more Death Corps, and I don't know if this is some kind of command squad, but yeah, these look really nice. I really like the contrast between the robes and the pants, and I wish there was just some more pictures so you can see it from the sides and the back, and yeah, these look really good. Oh boy, I really like this one. Yeah, I grew up in the desert, so this I feel right at home with this piece just because it just screams like it has a whole desert vibe. It looks like a cactus pretty much. Yeah, it's really cool, and it's just so eye-catching and sharp, and you can tell all of this detail is painted on by hand, and it's made to look like it's indented, but it's painted on. Yeah, this is really impressive. I really like this. It has the whole desert theme, and he looks like a cactus, and there's cacti on the base, and yeah, this is great. And then we have some kind of Titan. Yeah, this is really good. I really like the color scheme, the blues here. I don't know if this model itself does it for me, but yeah, I do like the colors chosen, and I think there's some really nice weathering, nice decal work on the pauldrons, and would love to see it from a different angle, but I guess that's just not going to happen. But yeah, I'm really impressed with all the icons and details and hazard stripes and stripes here and the weathering, and yeah, it's really impressive. All right, so some kind of orc, the shock jump dragsta. So I really like what he did with the tires. I feel like the studio's paint job, it was just flat black, but he really added like a nice texture, and it really feels like a real tire because it has all the scratches and ridges, and yeah, it feels really realistic. And I think I did a good job having kind of a main focal point of the piece with the yellow and the green skin, the flames. It really keeps your eye over here, and I really like all the attention to detail and the weathering, and I love the really subtle, I don't know if that's dry brushing or if that was just painted on by hand with the chipping on the road, and yeah, this is really nice, especially those tires. Those are some of the best miniature tires I think I've ever seen, especially on this model, just because I feel like there's a tendency for these kind of tires to just paint them black, but yeah, this just really sells the effect that it's like a drag racer kind of vehicle. All right, was it Leagues of Votan? Yeah, this is really, that's a nice scenic, that's a nice base there. Yeah, this is really interesting. I like how it's mostly like muted colors, but there's nice accents of weathering, and I like what he did with the windows. They're like kind of, I think they're tinted red, and I think that's really impressive, and you can see what's inside. I feel like it would be nice to see this vehicle if it had all of its wheels on the ground, and then maybe some of the wheels were kind of being compressed, and you can see the suspension kind of compensating. But yeah, this is a really nice paint job. I really like how the antennas are kind of curved backwards, implying movement, and you have this kind of smoke effect here. And this gravel is pretty nice. Yeah, this is really nice weathering, really nice like streaks here and little decals here, and the glass. Yeah, that's really impressive. All right, so I really like how he keeps the focal point and the center of interest with the rider, and it's such a strong contrast. This green contrasts really nicely with the red and the brown of the wood, and yeah, it's very poppy, and I really like just the colors chosen and the subtlety of the gradients of the skin and how it's highlighted, and yeah, just that plinth or that display looks really nice, very professionally done, and yeah, this looks really good. Just a very, very bold statement with the contrast. All right, so Mangler Squigs. Yeah, this is really nice with the teal and an orange and goblins on top. Yeah, this is really nice. It's I really like the orange here. It has nice little details and some nice contrast between the teal and the orange. And I don't know about some of the non-metallic metal. I feel like it would be a bit better if it was just real metallic, true metallic metal. But yeah, this is good. All right, what is this? Some kind of troll ogre thing. I really like the skin. Lots of really nice gradients and scratches and weathering and texture on the wrappings. And I think this the gold right in the Cyclops eye works really well as an accent color, and it kind of brings your attention there, and it really contrasts well with the rest of the piece. And I don't know if this is true metallic metal, or I think it's probably non-metallic metal, but I think it does a good job of being fairly subtle, and I like how he added a lot of chipping and weathering, and the hairs. There's lots of gradients in the hair. It's very impressive. This base is really nice too. Okay, some kind of large troll thing. I don't know what this is supposed to be. It's some kind of Gloomspite Git thing, but it's heavily converted. I really like the texture on the muscles, and it looks like almost like kind of scaly square texture, and there's lots of arrows and stuff like that. This must have taken a long time, but really nice job with the gradients and the texture. It's just so much texture. This must have taken hundreds of hours, and for all this effort just to get a runner-up prize, that just goes to show how competitive this event has become. Because I know when I entered and I won, I feel like there was a lot less competition. But then again, I feel like it was harder to be good at painting back when I was doing it, because this was a while ago and there was no YouTube, there was no internet really. It was just White Dwarf articles. So, all right, some kind of giant, some interesting tattoos of a spider and arrows around his nipples and a compass, and that's a very interesting color scheme, and it's very cool. And I don't know if there's like a narrative or a lore reason why he has such a kind of cool skin tone, but yeah, it's interesting. But I think he does a nice job contrasting that with the warmth of the leather. Yeah, it's really nice scenic accents with it too. All right, well, I guess that's all of the pieces in this article. So yeah, these are some really nice pieces of work. I really like the Eldar Walker with the desert cactus theme. I think this is the most interesting for me. I don't know if this correlates with any known faction of the Eldar, but it's really nice for me. So why don't you let me know what your favorite piece is, and do you think my opinions are off base, or do you think I'm on point? Yeah, I would love to hear your comments and opinions below. If you like my content, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.